Infernal Shrines, game number 1, Heroic Division Action. Probe 1 taking on Miss Most Skillshots. Let's get it going on a Monday night. After a couple technical issues, we're ready to go. Not even the worst technical issues. If you caught yesterday's stream, oof, I'm sorry. Alright, first bands here. We did see Miss Most Skillshots. Although I don't know if they did any research in between their last game and this one. I don't know Probe 1, have never casted them before. I don't actually recognize a lot of the names, although I'm sure I've played or casted a couple of them at some point in time. Miss Most Skillshots should be pretty fresh. They just came off a loss, though. I believe that was to Keanu Reeves. And so, Heroic Division, things are moving around. Like I said, if either team wins, they move up a slot. Either from 9th to 8th for Probe 1 or 6th to 5th for Miss Most Skillshots. A new Brack band out. We've seen that before for Miss Most Skillshots. Last time, though, they were going up against some other kinds of bands. I'm hoping that Probe 1 actually keeps it more basic here. Infernal Shrines? I don't know. Maybe they'll go the way of something like an Ana band. Unless they know, Carbon, I've heard. Again, Alarak, maybe a Li Ming on his side. There's that Alarak. I guess word gets around. Carbon's Alarak. I mean, I have yet to see it, but at this point, I'm inclined to believe that it's pretty good. Maybe one day we'll get to see him busted out. Second band's coming up. Maybe a bit of a tank focus, although with the Anubrak band, you really can't tell much nowadays. That Anubrak band is just so basic that you can't really say that they don't want dive. You can't really say that they don't want CC against them. He's just a good hero. Banning out a Chen. This tells me they don't want dive coming onto them. So backline going to be pretty immobile, going to be pretty squishy, I think, for the side of Miss Most Skillshots, just based off that Chen. Although Chen too, he's in a pretty good spot lately, especially with Panda Pals. But I mean the tools that he brings are really that dive. So if I'm on the other side, I'm going to make sure they ban out a CC tank so that they can actually dive and get to the back line. They actually ban out the Maiev. I think that's all right. Maiev, depending on what Probe 1 wants to play. If they want to play like a double, triple melee, which is possible. You run some things like Kerrigan, you run Blaze, you run Rexar, whoever else on the Shrine. Lots of Urel nowadays too. On this backline, wouldn't be surprised if it was an Ana or a Tehran first pick. Johanna is still up, which I've seen more and more priority on. I'm in. Kira too. I always forget about Kira. She was banned the last set that Miss Most Skillshots was playing in. Some people think she's a little bit overtuned. Some people think her numbers are a little bit high. I've seen some interesting plays with her. We'll see where it goes from here. Because I do think there are some very distinct counters to her. Leo's not bad. Rhaegar is an interesting choice, and like I said, I figured with that Maiev band they may be going a little bit more melee heavy. So things like Kilthos start to look pretty good. Gul'dan, love it. Maybe even a Junkrat to throw it on there. Sylvanas still up, one of the more staple assassins, but you can already see this backline is pretty squishy if they do decide to dive. Sylvanas got some mobility. Ana, though, picking the Ana into an Entomb Heoric. That's a bit of a bold move. Kira and Sylvanas both have ways to get out, or they have some mobility. So that front line from Miss Most Skillshots really has to pick it up here. And this actually gives Probe 1 an opportunity to ban one and pick one. Ban one and pick one. I wouldn't be surprised if they went with a Johanna here, who's actually pretty good into the Kira. They banned a Jaina, another Jaina. I would have preferred a main tank or an off-lane ban there. Something like the Blaze. Blaze would have been a fine ban just because you don't want them getting a free get out of Entomb free card. So this Jaina, I get it. Maybe they're thinking about running a Garrosh, and Jaina does pretty well into that. But again, I would have liked a different ban there. On this side, main tank ban or DPS ban. I'd actually ban DPS here and start to limit their options. They end up with a Diablo, which is okay. A Diablo ban's alright. Again, I think the Garrosh might have been a little bit scarier. Even Johanna still being up. They must know that Johanna's up, and they're not too worried about it. But Johanna, I've seen some falling swords onto Ana, and Leo can, again, double dive. If you do something like that, oh, by the way, ETC. And they actually end up with a Kilthos first. Not taking their their, you know, more general assassin and saving it. But I mean, they may end up still going for something like a Kerrigan, just having that Kael'thas as that solo damage. Probably not the best one, but, you know, serviceable. I would expect them to go something like a Hanzo, Raynor, maybe even Sergeant Hammer, depending on how things go here. But again, frontline lock here. Garrosh okay. Johanna, I can't believe Johanna's actually made it up so far. So running Kira in the off lane, which for me is always a bit questionable. And then Hanzo, so lots of damage coming out on this side. And they're actually spread out so much. So Kael'thas actually may not spread that many bombs, but if the bombs do spread, that's a problem. They may have to try and focus down the Johanna here, or have someone that can actually dive in with the Heoric. So it wouldn't be surprised, maybe something like a Greymane here, especially with the Rhaegar empowering. He's actually picked up quite a bit. And they actually go into a Falstad. Okay. A little bit of global action. A little bit of mobility. DPS is a little all over the place here from Probe 1. I think the Falstad could have been something else. His damage scales a little bit later on. Kael'thas' damage scales a little bit later on. And they're both relatively on the low end. You know, they can just walk forward. Ana can clear out most of it. They're going to really have to play off this ETC and the Heoric, I think. Let's see where this takes us, though. It's game number 1. And Kira, you know, I haven't seen enough games on Kira to really tell you how I feel about her and how good she is. This isn't the best draft to compare her against either, though. You know, if you look at this draft, this probably isn't the one that you would say, yeah, this is what defines Kira. You know, she's either good into all of them or not good at all. But against this one, I mean, ETC is probably the most meta of the heroes right now on that squad. I think Q's will get pretty good value here, just piercing through the objective and through all the heroes here. But this is it, game number 1, Heroic Division, the best of the best in NGS. Probe 1 on the blue side, really on Kael'thas. You got Thunderblade on Heoric, Perfection on the Rhaegar, MSB Christie run the ETC, and Davidiakos on that Falstad.
The battle begins in 10 seconds.
And in 10 seconds, we'll run to the middle, but first, miss most skill shots one more time. Homeless Cat, he's going to be on the Ana. Super Ty jumping in on the Johanna this time around. Carbon on the Sylvanas. Fun Buns running the Kira, and you got the Hammer. He's going to be on the Hanzo. Level 1s, we got Q-Build Hanzo. We've still got Fatal Wounds on that Kira pretty much every time now. We're pretty consistent there. A short swing from Fun Buns there, just bugging Christie a little bit. And you can see a little bit of spread damage from Sylvanas. Super Ty brings the bomb back, passes it on to the Hammer, and they're just going to focus on the wave clear right now. Kira already making her way to the top here. Super Ty trying to clear this wave. MSB Christie and Thunderblade here looking to stall rotations. They actually send Falstad up to the top, and they have Heoric help clear the waves in the 4-man. I like the adjustment here. With the Heoric here, he can actually kind of double soak here Falstad in the offlane. They send Rhaegar and maybe even the Kael'thas to do the camps. Hey, I don't mind it at all, actually. You know, questioning the damage part of the draft, but definitely not questioning their rotation strategy here. Heoric haunting his way out, basically trading a little bit of damage. Hammer trying to stack up as much as possible. He's going to have to try and find those stacks onto Falstad as best they can. A minute already passed now, and teams not quite focusing on the Merc camps just yet. And as I say that, Hammer and Homeless Cat do it. And Fun Buns, I mean, I didn't catch it on camera, but I said earlier today, if you get 1v1 kills in the off lane, you're a legend. Maybe Fun Buns trying to shed the name of the potato here. MSB Christie looking in here. This is actually an invade because of that kill. MSB Christie forced out. Fun Buns down for that rotation, making that fast clear from the top and coming down. Leo, though, pushed that one in. They're going to miss a little bit of experience, but they're going to get that right back from this invasion here. So a little bit on the aggressive side. Should be pretty even in terms of XP. Fun Buns latched onto Thunderblade here, and he's just bullying everybody out in this top lane. Might have to take a quick tap here, but Merc Camp, it's going to be on the side of miss most skill shots again. It's really nice, you know. Super Tie can clear the wave here, and Carbon can definitely clear the wave. I'm actually waiting to get this Sylvanas value, and that might not actually come until the objective here. Level 4 is online, 230 almost coming up, but really is going to go down before then. A little bit too far out. ETC stuck in the bottom lane, out there without your main tank. That's an issue. I thought they would have gone for this top camp at that 230 again, but they might just get away with ripping a bottom one and leaving that top camp there. 9 health. Oh boy, Kira must have just gotten out up there. Anyways, taking this bottom camp, they're gonna have a little bit of priority through the bottom here. Neither team getting the top camps, which is really unfortunate because that fallen shaman, that gets you a lot of value. But these guys are gonna be set up. 4 seconds left. Funbun's gonna clear one more wave, half level ahead, just through 3 kills, and they're gonna get a little bit of a head start on this one. Only 1 stack done for Hanzo though, so hopefully the rest of the team shows up and they can start to fight it out. But it actually looks like Davidiakos is up here, and so is Thunderblade, so it's going to take him a while to get down here. MSB Christie already taking a whole bunch of damage, and it's going to be 10-1, so they're not actually finishing too fast. Funbun's a little bit far out there. He's going to have the support though. Finally, Falstad down here. Davidiakos 3-on-1 onto Funbuns, and Funbuns has gone too far in. Just as I said he was a legend, he decides to potato it back up. A little bit too far from his front line. 26-3. Carbon now getting chased down. He's going to go down. Thunderblade in the back trying to get some body blocks here. And this might actually swing back in favor for Probe 1. So 3 kills to 2. All because of a little bit of mispositioning here. And it's not that Probe 1 actually does this too fast, but they've caught themselves up 24-28. The slide, and they're going to stagger Johanna. Disaster. As Funbuns just comes back in. 31-30, still possible. Hanzo can steal a couple of these here. Funbuns doing the best he can. Hammer, that's all he's focusing on. 35, 33, 36, and this should go over to Probe 1. Couple of positional mistakes on that one. You can see him pretty obviously on the screen here. 7k damage on the Leo. What a beast. Kira with the 11k again, one of those solo kills, but trading out deaths too. This Arcane gonna start doing some work here. Sylvanas actually opting to clear out a mid wave and then come down and help out. Hanzo helping her out too, but 4 chasing in now. Punisher may have one more jump. I missed that last one. There it is. But that's good enough to get the fort here. Just off the first objective. Couple kills, couple staggers. That's the bottom lane. Healing Fountain didn't go down, so that's gonna be up there for them. But check out that XP. We said it was a half a level lead for Mismo Skillshots. Now it's basically a half level lead for Pro 1, which means a full level swing in that objective. MSB Crispy getting chased down. A little bit more damage later in the game might just do it. Kira here, pushed up, right on there. Another stun there. Thunderblade using the E to get out, turns around, heals himself back up a little bit. So it should be a wash up in that top lane. Nice outplay there. You know, you do want heroes like that who've got that kind of self-cleanse that you can get out of that stun. So front lines, you know, Johannas are great, Garrosh's are great. If they latch on, you just self-cleanse and just walk away. Carbon just catching the tail end of that haunting wave. I heard a fly come out. Whoa, Funbuns chasing deep for that one. The poison damage might do it, but that fly from Davidiakos, that's going to do it. Perfection coming to add a few shots as well. Thanks for giving me the heads up and that signal. 2 deaths on that Funbuns guy. So now covering up the top lane. They were taking this mid camp, but they don't have a global, so they wouldn't have been able to rotate up for that anyway. Super Tie covering this lane. You got the Hammer covering the bot lane. Still only 1 completed stack for him. And you can see that he's got to hit every hero, and then he's got to hit every hero 3 times. So I think for now, he's only got, well, just one part of that quest done. Almost Cat looking for another sleep there. He's actually gone for... ooh, we've got a little bit of action up in the top. Actually, just a straight out steal. Only 2 in the top here. No level 10s. It's a level 11 on the other side. Nothing out of the ordinary. Pretty much all expected. These level 10s, though, let's see what we've got. And it's going to be Final Strike again here for Kira, which I actually prefer. I like that Final Strike. Unless you've got some really, really good excuse to go for lack of a better term. Blade Storm. I think you can actually play that if you've got enough slows and enough utility, or you've got some mobility like a Medivh to get into the back. MSB Christie, you really got to be careful with his HP right now. Entomb catches too. Let's see what happens. I want Super Ty to throw out that Blessed Shield to try and interrupt. He doesn't. That's going to be a mosh in the background. There's the interrupt. That's what he was saving it for. I think they might have been able to get some kills though. Arrow to follow up. It's still 4v5 here. Super Ty barely can get out. The sleep to peel. Oh, Homeless Cat, you just saved him. If that sleep wasn't there, Homeless Cat would have been done. The fly again. I see it. I hear it. He's actually going up. Is this a bribe? Yeah, that's the first bribe there. He's going to try to get that out for the phase here. Meanwhile, everybody had to go back and tap up. So this is going to be advantage over to Probe 1 again if they get that camp out a little bit quicker here. Heoric with a big swing. He's going to start clearing those out. 7-9 to 1 after the first one here. Homeless Cat, he's going to be walking up with his team. And if he's walking up, you know the rest of them are too. Fun Buns with a little bit of flame on him. He's going to be passing those around. He needs a little bit of extra healing. This is really hard for Anna to keep up with all this AoE kind of damage if Kael'thas is hitting everything here. 19 to 11 though. They've actually backed off here. Thunderblade opting to push that in instead, and they gave the advantage over to Mismo Skillshots. Phoenix comes out. They're going to start zoning Super Ty deep in there. Entomb to block them all out, and Super Ty can't get any heals because he's so far in. Fun Buns goes in. He's going to look for it. Big arrow gets Leo. Final strike actually gets interrupted, it looks like, or it doesn't do enough damage because they're not low enough. And because that rotation up to the top, they actually give it over. Mismo Skillshots, objective number 2. Kira going to go to the top and clear this out. I mean, they did get the fort out of that rotation, but they lost the objective. So let's see how much more they can get out of this, because there's a Carbon Sylvanas on this side, and they can start disabling. Maybe even using the disabling there a little bit earlier. Not quite slowing these down. So unfortunately, no disable, no extra value. The slide, the bump back, Carbon does get that Haunting Wave out. And actually, Kira going down again. Thunderblade with some support actually takes him down again. Like I said, I'm not too sure about Akira in the offlane in terms of safety or mobility. I mean, as long as you have your trait up, you should be able to get out of most things, but it's still a little bit sketchy. People can just body block and get in the way of that spear. Then you got nowhere to go. Camp's being stolen now. 14 to 12. 6 kills to 4. A little bit of a surprise. Probe 1. The lower rank, but the better play so far. I don't think any talents are too surprising here. We actually have 4 out of the 5 target practices now. So Hanzo's got a little bit more work to do, and then he'll get things going here. Camps, the map, all blue so far. Probe 1. It's the race to 16 now, and I think they're going to have it for that next objective as long as they rotate properly here. It looks like they're going to go for the mid wall, and then they'll probably split again for those off lanes. They do have the Falstad, but opting to keep them here for now. Maybe just looking for a couple towers. Really already bombing that one. Steps up a little bit far. Oh, Fun Bun's just missing the hook and the second one. I think if they really wanted that, they might have just ripped the shield for it, because Super Ty was looking for it. I think if Super Ty rips it, they might just blow up really there. He's soft enough that if he rips it and then the hammer rips his arrow and Kira's in range, for sure that's a blow up. Oh, that's the arrow right now, but it's just on ETC. The cleanse comes out, the power slide, a little bit of shielding comes out, and he's out. Carbon going up there too, and now Super Ty walking forward, and that's going to be the gust to disengage. Fun Buns! Final strike gets him low, but not enough. Everybody walks away, level 16s. I think that was the opportunity there, though. That was the fight. And now what's going to happen, I mean, fortunately, they have a Sylvanas. Fortunately, though, you know, with that Sylvanas, they should be able to push out some other lanes here. 16 and 14, they back off on their own mercenary camp. You see the Sylvanas splitting to the other side here. What they don't want to do, though, is give up much of their front wall here, because the next Punisher is coming into this lane. One tower already at half HP. You can see Catapult starting to line up. This might just be an opening in the wall here. And if the wall starts to open up, if they get this next objective, Keep's not going to make it. That's the full wall here. No way to disengage. Oh, the slide, max distance. Fun Buns. Heals coming out from Homeless Cat. He's doing the best he can. Oh, the Entomb catches 2. Devastating. Hammer No ult up. Actually, Hammer's arrow is back up, but not enough. Homeless Cat goes down. Hammer gets his jump. Super tie. Just going to tuck his tail and run. Carbon finally shows up, but the fight's already over. It's done. He might as well have stayed for that fort and confirmed it. We're looking at 2+ levels. Probe 1. Oh, and another fly. Davidiakos timing on this top camp. You know, every single time the objective comes up, if you get this bruiser camp, if you get the fallen shaman camp before the objective, it will be back up again. They are a little bit slow to the fly every time, but they are getting it out, and they're definitely getting more camps. They're stealing them away from Mismo skill shots. 8 kills to 4. They actually even have the ETC going the off lane here. 33. Now we talked about a 39ing the objective here. They're not going to do it because sometimes you 39 and then you clear up all of the mercenary camps. But this is going straight for the core. All right, what do they need to do? Mismo skill shots needs to pull right in here. They're actually going to fight past the Punisher, which is a bit sketchy. I think you just go for the straight pull here and then try to defend. Super Tie out on his own. Actually, that first pull by Fun Buns. Entomb not missing. Super Tie should be able to get out of this, but he might have used his trade already. Full fight in here. Super Tie goes down after the arrow tried to peel for him. Fun Buns looking for some kills. The Gust to disengage. 5-on-4 now with a Punisher. Call it a 6-on-4 with that kind of a jump. Carbon needs the help. So does the Hammer. Davidiakos, the 1v1 onto Hanzo. And they're going to walk onto the core here. Bruiser camp. Couple catapults. They're going to freeze this down. Davidiakos flying on there. Fun Bun's trying to do what he can to peel, and that's going to be the slide. Really tanky, though. The mosh to make sure. Lock him in place. Oh, huge heals. Homeless Cat. Keeping him alive, but I'm still not sure that's going to be enough. They're doing as much damage as they can here, but that's going to do it. Probe 1. Taking the first game in this set. I'm a little surprised. Not gonna lie, I'm a little bit surprised. I wasn't sure, I wasn't confident on a Kael'thas Falstad, because you look at their damage and it's 28k, 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 28k. Are those numbers? I mean, they do enough on the siege side though. You know, 80k each. Because you look on the other side, 40k, 40k, 30k. So much damage on the other side. But they were able to soak that up. They were able to heal that out. 4 deaths coming out for Fun Buns. What I tell you about the 3 death rule. That's one too many. And that was it. Falstad with some great flies. Anytime you take a global, you better be using it. Davidiakos flying in, getting those ganks. That's exactly what it's about. Heoric making some rotations off to that off lane. Clearing it. Getting value on his off lane. I mean, really surprising there. But you look at that XP, it pays off. It shows. And they were half a level behind at one point. But after an objective, they caught their way back up a full level ahead. Tombs. Entombs devastating. Catching 2 at a time. Mosh Pit's catching 4 at a time. Doesn't get much better than that. Really surprising there. I'm going to give MVP to ETC there. There's some big plays in there. Although Leo is a definite close runner up there. Davidiakos, I mean, he played well too. Kael'thas, of course, top in damage. Getting a lot of clear. Putting a lot of pressure on them. You know, that fire, it hurts. On the other side, you know what? Homeless Cat at the end there especially, you could see the heals were on point. Kira had no business living in there. She was moshed right in the middle of the entire enemy team while a Punisher was going on, and he pops the reload and he gets multiple heals off, keeps him alive. 36k healing anyway though. I think a lot of the kills actually came away from Ana. You know, it was the Kira in the off lane, the Kira a little bit too far out, Johanna too far out, so Ana couldn't actually reach a lot of them. So the fights actually went pretty quickly, which is why you don't really see her numbers as high. Right. Let's make sure this team gets things going. Sometimes in between games they just don't talk to each other. I don't know why. But this also gives me the opportunity to actually set my scoreboard right, because I keep forgetting in between games. Yesterday I forgot so much of it. And I think so that first map pick, that was to Probe 1. They just won don't know what the Hammer wants to do here. The Hammer and his team, they like to discuss their map picks and everything when we do coin tosses and all that. They usually take a minute just to sort it all out and make sure. So I'll just join on the lobbies when they're ready. But pretty good game to start. I wasn't sure how that one was going to go. I actually thought because of all the damage that Mismo Skillshots would actually come out ahead. Alright, we got that second lobby up. It's actually going to be Towers of Doom. I'm assuming this is picked by the right side, Mismo Skillshots. Please don't get... It depends. You know, sometimes I jump in and they don't right away announce that they give me the host. But if they are, I mean, that's fine. That's fine. I'll deal with it. I'll do it. Game number 2. I think 10 people are in here. Alright, thanks. They did make me host again. What the? Hammer, Super Tie, Homeless Cats, Fun Buns, Carbon, Tournament, Normal, Team 1 drafts first. That's right. We're waiting on one more, and then we're good to go. MSB Christie, invite, pending, invite, ready. There's always one that takes their time getting in. Hope you're all enjoying the cast tonight. If this one ends, I'm gonna pick up a replay. If it's a 2-0 domination, I mean, first of all, that feels bad. But if it's a 2-0 domination, that means I got time tonight. I might go ahead and pick up another replay. We'll get some games in. It won't be a heroic. I saw a whole bunch of C's and D's in the replay channel, so we'll probably try to pick up one of those. Yeah, we'll keep the night going. Like I said, when plans fall through, you just gotta be flexible and do what you can. Whenever people are AFK and they don't join a lobby, you assume that their cats are on fire and you have to go do something about it. Hopefully we see some I'm hoping we see a more traditional off lane here. Right? I feel like Kira is best played as that 4-man role. You know, that Maiev, that Alarak. No, they're not off lanes, but yes, they can clear waves. But they're better off because what they really bring is just damage. Just straight up damage. So if you pair that damage with your core, your CC tank, your CC tank, your support, and you pair that damage in, you're good to go. Alright, people are ready. Let's do it. But yeah, if you pair that damage with your core, tank, support,
Towers of Doom.
You get game number 2. This is Heroic Division, game 2. Probe 1. Pulling an upset. I'm going to call it an upset over Mismo Skillshots. They're looking at maybe a domination right now. That last one, I'm not going to say it was close. I think Probe 1 played that much better. I think Probe 1 had the better camp rotations. They were definitely on top of it. Some of that may have been the bribe. They had better global presence. I mean, that's easy when you got a Falstad. But they played their game. I questioned their draft. I questioned their damage. But in the end, they had enough. Mismo Skillshots. Maybe I should have been questioning their draft a little bit more. I mean, I did already, but maybe even more. Either way, we go to Towers of Doom. If I were Mismo Skillshots, I might look to control the global game this time. Probe 1 with the Falstad got value off of the global. I don't think Falstad is worth a ban by any means, but I think you have to at least account for it and at least match it. We got Alarak ban again. Like I said, Carbon. That's probably the reason for it, or the sole reason. Maiev. I guess these are going to be their 2 bans for the entire thing, and they did run kind of melee heavy. Abathur banned, so that's already taken away some of that global presence. We're going to see what else here. I'm not sure if anything on that side was really worth banning. So they're going to stick with that Chen ban. This does leave Kira up for the other side. Because again, these teams might think about it. They go Heoric first. I'm not sure if I've ever seen a Heoric first pick. That's a really high priority. He's a safe offlaner, extremely safe. And those entombs, obviously, they did some good work. But this time, you just pick heroes who don't get entombed. That forces him into a march. But I think you're happy with that kind of a trade. ETC going to be picked up this time. That's trouble. Although, again, you've still got your Johannas out there. You still got your Garroshes out there. ETC Tarrant. They're going blow up this time. Maybe this is a nod to the ETC from last game. A little bit of a steal. A little bit of respect for those 4-man moshes. Can't fault them for that. Another Rhaegar. I'm surprised. They do pick up the Johanna. And I'm surprised about this Rhaegar. I mean, they're trying... So these are their 3 wave clear heroes already, which really lets their DPS do anything. But Rhaegar into like an ETC... Perfection has to play so safe to make sure that he doesn't get power slid and caught in the mosh, because he's the one that has to cleanse and ancestral. Now Johanna, we've seen some Johannas save the condemn, save the blessed shield for those interrupts, so they should be okay. I mean, easiest DPS here. Hanzo, you can arrow. Raynor, you can Q ETC out of that mosh. Could still be stage dive. This could be an offlaner. They ban out Malthael because, again, look at all the melees on that side. Meanwhile, on the other side is actually a Jaina ban out. They go Li Ming here, and I've heard about Carbon being, the best Li Ming in NA? Unconfirmed from my end. I don't know anything about the stats. But this is a lot of damage, straight up. What they are still lacking, a little bit of wave clear. So they need somebody that potentially can do something like a double soak. A little bit more consistent damage would be good too. And there it is. That's the gray main. Yeah, because Li Ming won't be able to get through Johanna's HP. Li Ming won't be able to get through Leoric's HP. You need somebody else to help that out. But they're all in on this blow up reset. This is old gray main Li Ming combos. And sometimes you could have played Genji Li Ming too. But this ETC Power Slide, Tehran Lunar Flare, and then maybe even a Cursed Bullet Li Ming combo, you get your reset. Now you're talking. Now you're rolling. So I want to see them go a little bit tankier. And that's what they do. They get that Raynor, and they go Undying Zarya. So they showed all their damage already. All they can pick is an offlane unless they throw Greymane in the offlane, but I don't think they're going to make that adjustment. Otherwise, the only things that counter these types of compositions are Cassia, Junkrats, Garroshes, ones where they cannot just walk into you. So they say, we're not going to meet you, which I actually kind of like. They say, we don't want to fight you. I mean, at some point they will. That's going to be their global. That's going to be their hunt in. Between Greymane and Illidan, they can actually do a lot more damage to a front wall than a Raynor Zarya can. So they have the option to just trade out. ETC, Tehran, they can definitely try to do their best to stall things out. This is going to be an interesting game again. Offlane going to be Illidan. I think he's going to win that one. But we'll have to see how it plays out. And this is a great response. So when you're drafting and you see something like a Li Ming damage already revealed, right? If you can render 1 DPS virtually, I guess, I'm not going to say unimpactful, but approaching it, if you have 3 really healthy hero pools in terms of health, she doesn't do anything. She cannot reset. And if you cannot get that reset, she doesn't get her value. So I'm worried for them. Who I'm not worried for is Probe 1 on this blue side. MSB Christie bringing out Zarya. You got Thunderblade on Leoric. Actually, it's really on the Zarya. MSB Christie on the Johanna. Perfection on Rhaegar. And Davidiakos on the Raynor. Who I am worried for. Missing most skill shots. Carbon showing off that Li Ming. The hammer. The hammer on Greymane. You got Homeless Cat on Tehran. Fun Buns on the Illidan. And Super Tie on ETC. This is a bon chance, which is a good luck. Canadian speak right there. Let's see how it goes. Carbon with the combo from the side, actually sending the orb way into the back there. Nice flex here. Hey, you know what? Pro 1 actually has pretty good lane sense. They split Leo to the top. They split Rhaegar. I mean, this is their whole game. It's a 1-1-3. This is their whole game. I really like the rotational schemes coming out from Probe 1. They know what they're doing. They are leaving 2 up in the top to match the Illidan here. So Thunderblade can do a bit of a double soak here. And when MSB can actually join up with the rest of the team, he'll be in a better spot. He allows the slide to go through, unstoppable to get through the Lunar Flare. And now finally these guys can push up here. But they can't actually push up until they have their main tank with them, because this rotation will happen. So Hammer getting onto that camp first. Homeless Cat does send the scout through there. It's just going to be Thunderblade and Funbuns. Funbuns, like I said, wins this one out. So he's going to be a little bit quicker. May miss just that one minion being just out of range there. And sometimes that's the difference. It's just a minion here, a minion there. He does float down faster than the Leo here, and Leo's actually going back to the top. This is 5-on-4 in the bot lane here. Leo just says, I am not showing up. You guys are on your own here. Christie getting body blocked. Christie goes down, and the camp stolen by Perfection and Davidiakos, but Perfection gets bumped back, and the damage coming in. Lunar Flare locks him in place a little bit too fast for pause, and he's out of there. We're going to try and clear up these camps here. So Thunderblade made a conscious decision there and said, I'm just going to keep soaking, and they decided to go for that fight anyway. So when you're playing the off lane, whenever your team is looking at merc camps, you have to be within range to help scare someone off. Or if they're going for the invade, you have to rotate down and make sure you're there to help with that invade. Communication from that off lane, really important, right? If they have the advantage on rotation, your team has to be careful. If you have the advantage, your team can be aggressive. And good teams will exploit that communication. They'll practice that communication. They'll get that down pat. Illidan just in time to catch the rest of that soak. XP pretty much on point here. Super Tie taking a ton of damage. Slid in, bumped in, and he is going to go down with the dunks. No. Used all of their cooldowns there, chasing. And that's going to be a pre-tap here from Super Tie. He's going to turn things around. Perfection throwing down a totem. And pre-taps all around here. Perfection will not be able to get this channel through. And it'll be interesting to see who this damage goes off onto. And that's going to be right on into the back. That's going to be the Rainer. Lunar Flare doesn't connect. MSB Christie walking him down. Super Tie taking tons of damage between Perfection and Davidiakos. And that's going to be enough. They traded it out so well because Christie and Really were walking forward. Perfection, Davidiakos, they did more damage and faster than the Greymane and the Li Ming. And that's a little bit of that pressure from Johanna. Blinds, a healthy HP pool. The damage does scale up. Both of them will scale up later into the game, so I'm not too worried about some of those trades. Later on, they may just decide to dive in there, and Li Ming will hit a lot harder post 16. So we're just checking out that hero damage there. 10k for that Greymane. Definitely a lot more than the other side there. 6k either way. Oh, the power slide going in pretty deep though, and Super Tie's got to be careful. You know, every time he slides in, he's taking a ton of damage in return, even though the mark is on him. Homeless Cat is doing his best, but again, the blind shuts that down. So Johanna being in the game is really giving him a few problems here, especially with a Greymane, Illidan, and a Tehran. So 3 auto attackers. Sometimes even the ETC. You know, ETC wants to get in some of those auto attacks too. Homeless Cat has to back here. Empty on the mana, so no invade here. MSB Christie not looking for it. Might have threw the flashlight in there just to interrupt. He uses it on the wave just to clear it up a little bit quicker. So Illidan up at the top, not looking at the camps here or looking for top wall damage. Usually you'd like to get a little bit of that wall damage if you can, especially as an Illidan, because then you can just kind of play top lane post 10. And then just because you're most likely going to go hunt here, I'm assuming. I mean, this may be a meta. But if you're playing hunt, you're in that top lane. If you take that down, your team's at a huge advantage. But what puts you at a bigger advantage is getting kills. ETC has got to be careful. I don't think he can power slide forward. This may be one of those games where he has to stay mounted, flank, use mic check, that's your W, and then power slide backwards. Oh, the interrupt there from the Owl. That might buy them just enough time. Big orb from the back. Perfection's got to be careful here. Funbuns decides to turn on him. The hammer couldn't quite jump in there, but it's going to be 5-on-5. Hopefully, Probe 1 just backs off here. No reason to fight. They can just get to their lanes, and they realize that. Really disciplined play here. I actually like that a lot from Probe. You know, they definitely could have decided to go fight for that one, but no, they back it off. 32-28. A little bit of a lead for them, even in terms of XP too. They're going to get a little bit closer to 10 first, but I don't think it'll be that much of a difference that they should be able to get, you know, too many structures or anything. So this is when Fun Buns should actually push. Big wave, I know he clears it pretty quick, but you can actually push down a little bit more there and get some of that damage in there. And the more often you do it, the better. He does have a little bit of damage here with the help of his buddies. And again, Leo shows up and ruins the party. Down at the bottom, the chase still going on. Super Ty always on the back foot, it seems like. You know, those slides forward, they're going to be really tough, and it's going to be a tough play against the Johanna if she's got that condemn up. Post Mosh anyway. This is 10 again, and we've got Expulsion Zone. Hey, we actually have a Hyperion coming out from Raynor here too. And they're just going to rip it. So they got the level 10, they're going to rip it, they're going to siege it, they're going to try and take this wall down. Really? 100%? That energy is going to do some work there. A little shield on himself, tries to get as much damage as they can. I don't know if that's the best use, but hey, value. They got something out of it. And it's going to come back off cooldown. I was going to say, I thought it was going to be a little bit more. Hopefully they can stall this out, but 70 seconds on that is probably not coming back out. Oh, the invade coming in. Christy got to be careful here. They back up off the camp. Christy back at the gate. They tag the camp. Leo just coming down, so that's going to be a little bit later. Not a lot of poke damage coming in. They could have tried to use an expulsion zone there, but holding on to that one. 55 seconds on that Hyperion. So spreading throughout both here. Homeless Cat gonna try and get the challenge here. Crispy just walking in. Super Ty focusing him down. That's not where you want to be in the middle unless it's for Mosh. Big damage there. The Cursed Bullet. Super Ty in the back, not ripping it. He's right there. I think he might have been able to zone for that Mosh. Faking the dance there. Memesby Christie gets a shield out. Fun Buns diving into the back. Davidiakos, the only DPS not getting any value when he's running away. The Mosh comes out to lock Leo down. Really trying to burn him down, but Fun Buns and Carbon trying to get those resets. The body blocks. That's another reset. Christie, if that's another one, Perfection might go down. Count it for 4. Thunderblade escapes the top here, and they're actually holding this and trying to convert. I don't know if they've got the time for it. 15 seconds left before they come back. They better make some quick work out of it, but Funbuds is actually on the camp, so they're actually taking a gamble here that they can convert and cap both of them. At this point, I would cap mid first, because bottom is going to be the easier one to cap. So if you go mid first and cap that one, it's harder for them to come through here, but either way, nobody... Actually, this wasn't open, so they couldn't get back in. It's too early. This wasn't open yet. Double cap. Boom. 28-22 with Pumpkins following in. Oh, it's only 9 minutes in. So good call there. They ended up taking camp. They ended up converting. They're going to try and bump him in, push him in. Li Ming is just on her way back, running out of mana, having to come back. So they're going to try and clear that. Really walking up Davidiakos. Not taking any damage from those orbs here. And these guys are already low. Pretty far away from the goal line here. And Christie should be able to clear that up as well as Davidiakos here. Like I said, pretty early for those guys. Carbon's starting to do some damage. Let's check those numbers out. After all those resets. Oh, just trailing Greymane. As long as Greymane keeps it up, he should be alright. But eventually I think Carbon will start to scale up here. And he's actually gone for a full Calamity build here. Alright. I mean, I don't mind it. They definitely have a ton of melee, so if you're blinking in there, you better make sure you're blinking in there. So they're just holding this, and they're having Fun Buns and Thunderblade just duel it out between the two of them here. Oh, Fun Buns, we're watching. He's going to try and get away. He's not going to get away. Thunderblade with another win, a 1v1. Thunderblade, maybe he's the legend. And this is right before the Ultra spawns. He's going to coincide pretty perfectly here. 22 seconds a piece here. Should be able to get back in range for a hunt. So Mismo skill shots will probably have to stall for a little bit and try to back off here because they're making the long road around here. Nice combo from Carbon reading that rotation there. And if they can get a couple more dismounts, they'll be in a good place. Illidan should be able to make his way back. Leo, a little bit slow to make that rotation, just coming down now. Thunderblade. Super Tie in the back too, and Illidan's almost in range for this hunt, so they're going to have to look out. Super Tie doesn't want to take too much damage just yet. There's that hunt coming in. It's on Davidiakos. He gets a shield, and now they're chasing on to Thunderblade. Expulsion zone to Peel, and now it's going to be Fun Buns caught again. These Entombs are catching exactly what they need. The Mosh coming out just a little bit later. 3 in there. First reset denied. MSB Christie blinding everybody and turning it around. That shield was so clutch. They couldn't get it done in the time of the Mosh, and that's going to be a channel. Homeless Cat going down to 3 kills, all in the favor of Probe 1. That was a great Mosh. A little bit unfortunate. It was too slow to save Illidan. Illidan hunting in, and then again, just shields. Easy, easy shield. Camps, camps, camps. This is all Probe 1 here on the race to 16. They got a couple shots back. That was just 1 bell tower. I mean, that was just 1 altar. And they had 1 bell tower converted against them, so it was only 3 shots. They're still trailing in shots, but XP is where it's at. XP is really where this late game comes in. Funbun's trying to dual Thunderblade again. Really needs to juke the hand if he can. Does not want to get his life drained anymore. 16's here, and they're going to start walking up. Getting a bunch of shields now. Zarya coming online. Pumpkin's going to help push down this gate here. No chance to stop those guys. We gotta wait for 16 and see the power spikes on the Li Ming. A little bit more utility coming out from everybody. The hunt coming in. Leo nowhere to be found. Now that's Raynor. Priority target going down. Exactly what they need. And that was during a 16-5 disadvantage. But hey, when it's 5-on-4 and they aren't expecting it, might as well be even. And this is a great timing for them too, even in terms of bell towers. They may be a little bit more aggressive here. Still not quite getting that 16 yet, and Hunt needs to be reset here with a whole bunch of auto attacks. So you may see Fun Buns race off into the top lane there and try to get a couple of more auto attacks on those minions. They'll have to walk up though if they want to contest this one. Otherwise they'll just split. Greymane just coming up from the bottom here, and they're going to split the top, and they're going to be in position for the bottom. So looks like Probe 1 didn't want any of that fight yet. It was 4-on-5, so unfortunately they're going to eat it. They're going to take the 2-1 altars. 21-14. That core health is starting to tick down. Fezzik's pointing out that Thunderblade played a great Leo against CTV a few days ago. I believe it. The way these Entombs are dropping down. And the one-on-ones, the 1v1s he's thrown up there against Fun Buns. And I'm about to go to the top lane because, just as I said, he was about to go down. Oh, the Entomb! I'm sorry I left the bot lane. I'm sorry, they're going to trade it out. Fun Buns is going to go down. But, oh, man, I saw the health bars up in the top lane. Leo is so low. We caught it. We caught it. Word of advice for all the observers out there, you gotta keep an eye on those health bars. I saw Leo's go down and I thought something's happening in the top lane. I know there's a fight in the bottom lane, but that was more exciting. Oh, the power slide, the lunar flare, the unstoppable now. And now Leo's almost gonna come back up, so they gotta be careful how long they stay here. But man, that Entomb to hold them into the 2 turrets. And then Fun Buns deciding, hey, if I'm going down, I'm going to take you with me, and I'm going to confirm it. They do just that in the top lane. This game still even in terms of kills, 8-7. This next bell tower could go either way. They can definitely circumvent this and make that rotation. It is a little bit hard, and a lot of zoning can happen here from Mismo skill shots, but they've got a decided advantage here, holding onto this bottom bell tower with Pumpkins pushing in. 12 seconds to spawn. Illidan is actually going to make his way down now. And they're going to try and push these guys in. They're actually right there, right on the goal line. Big orb coming out here. And Hyperion used to push them away. And there's Fun Buns getting that cap. No chance that they can actually get through now. Thunderblade extremely late to the party here. But they might just decide to fight over this and try to confirm. He may actually look for another Entomb here. No, he's going to go back to mid lane. The hunt coming in. I don't care how many shields you've got. That's got to be a cleanse. That's got to be ancestral. Perfection actually holding on to the ancestral there. A little bit surprising he didn't rip that one either. So because of that, 9 kills. They're really close in XP now. That may actually catch Mismo Skillshots back up here. Hammer getting some more pumpkins. I'd like to actually see them do a little bit more damage in these off lanes. And you see it's actually Leo just through wave clear doing a bit more here. You know, even just with 3, they can stall long enough. Raynor can't really step up that easily to do damage on here and convert it. But they're keeping everybody here. You know, I think every now and then they can peel off the Greymane to do a little bit of wall damage, come back, do a little bit of wall damage, come back. And then just have the Li Ming, Tyrande, and ETC kind of hold a little bit further back. And if they decide to step up, that's when you can power slide and then bump back. Because right now, there's actually no threat of power slide here. Super Tai's not going to power slide in there. So if you back up just a little bit, that gives you that little bit of window to do that power slide. So they're actually stepping up a little bit too close there. So right about there would have been good, right? Because then they're not sure. You know, they're a little bit further away. They don't feel as safe, but now they walk in. This is going to be an even. Actually, they might give this. Mismo Skillshots might actually give this because of level 20. Illidan trying to do his best. They may decide to actually just trade out for boss instead. Probe 1 does not see it, but hey, if they're not here, just convert the bell tower. I think they should be walking up here. Really's going to look for it. He's going to get some damage absorbed there, and then he's going to save his team there. Get out of those shots there. Put aggro on his teammates. Give them the shields. There we go. And they're going to try and burn that down. So boss was taken. They're actually going to try and trade out top lane here, which I actually don't mind. 2 shots left. They might be able to grab the camp up top and try to convert that too. So they're on that bell tower right now. Christy with the blinds to stall. But Christy's got to be careful. Christy doesn't want to get caught by herself before reinforcements arrive. And the reinforcements are there. Fun Buns wants that camp. They've got to be careful though. They're going to scout it out. They're going to scout it out. Everybody left. Fun Buns all alone. Nobody to give him a jump here. He actually has the bolt and he gets out of there. You know, I'm a little surprised he got out of that one. I thought they had the surround. But it's just going to go back the other way. This gives Mismo Skillshots the opportunity to convert the bottom. This is looking really, really good for Mismo Skillshots. They actually just convert that one back. The next spawn, though, is just a single altar. Right here, right in the middle. And that's going to force some fights. So unfortunately, camp in the top was taken, so there's no chance of Illidan pushing that in. Actually, 2 minutes, he might actually have time for that to come back up. But as I say that, 30 seconds. That clock is not on their side today. And it is possible that, you know, if they don't find a good opportunity, if they don't find anybody out of position, and with that steal, Illidan may just decide to push in and trade this. He doesn't have a huge wave just yet. It's coming. But he may decide to slow down that hunt. And depending on who goes for the capture, that's what it really needs to be about. Super Tai can't take that much damage. Oh, Blessed Shield just missing as the Hyperion comes out. They're going to convert this. Illidan going to get the top, so they're just going to trade it out. But somebody needs to stop this. If they were to have a chance to engage, nobody gets that stop. I thought Carbon might have gone back around for it. Really? Oh, the Ancestral, perfect. The shield right after. Super Tai, he's got to be careful. The Mosh comes out. He's in it. The unfortunate cleanse. Death Mosh, though. They actually backed out. I don't know if his team knew that he had Death Mosh there. Otherwise, I'd be yelling, Death Mosh, Death Mosh. And they might get some kills on the back end of that. ETC, moshing in the middle of 5, but only catching 2. You do the quick maths on that one. 3 people were shooting at him. And then 1 was cleansed too, so that was actually 4. Nobody dies. Illidan wasn't there for that extra damage, the extra peel. It ain't over till it's over. This is Towers of Doom. 2 shots on the side of Probe 1, but you might as well be immortal if you can't convert. MSB Christie trying to hold things down. Carbon can definitely poke this out forever. He actually took the Wave of Force upgrade. That's that repulsion to try to get people even more out of position. That really hurts somebody like Azaria here. Pumpkin's trying to push in here. Hammer and Carbon going to try and get as much damage as they can. And they actually took Hunter's Blunderbuss. So hopefully trying to kill those. Rainer actually goes down. That's making up for it. 1 for 1 up in the top lane there. And that is exactly the opening that they need. 57 seconds. But if Carbon goes down, oh, just missing the expulsion zone a little bit short. If they get that return kill, then they can make this contest. But really tough now. 4v5 is going to be what it's got to be. And now checkmate. Top lane needs to be taken care of. Right needs to be taken care of. Left can't be stolen away. And that might actually be Fun Buns trying to steal this one. He's actually channeling no one back to stop it. Fun Buns, you sneaky guy. That's going to be enough. That's going to do it. We're going to game number 3. GG's again. We've had a really good run in this Heroic division. Best of 3, going to game of 3. Best of 3, going to game of 3. Well, that was a Div A game. And then today, another Heroic division game. Best of 3, going to a game 3. Let's make sure we get those. Oh, I didn't set their logos. Whoops. We might actually have the wrong logos up for these guys. Man, I always forget something. Probe, let's get your logo set. Probe 1, logo. Mismo Skillshots, logo. So many little things to do. Bolt mega underrated, Fun Bun said. Only because it got him out of a sticky situation. Let's look at those deaths. Fun Buns with 3, just on that edge. Almost matching the Heoric in terms of soak. Heoric, huge wave clear advantage. ETC dying 4 times. And like I said, ETC has to be pretty careful out there. Yo, thanks Murda with the raid of that party. Hope you had a good cast. Hope everybody's enjoying their NGS games. You've all just dropped in to a best of 3 Heroic division, going to game 3. And so far it's Probe 1 taking game 1, Mismo Skillshots bringing it back. And we're just talking about all the deaths here. Alright, looks like we're going to have that lobby get in there. I like it. This is going to be Volskaya Foundry as our last and final map. If they pass me the host again, I'll make sure we get this thing going. I'm not sure who's going to win this one. But right now, it kind of seems like whoever's had the global and made use of the global are actually catching the other team off guard a little bit. So if they either match globals or deny both globals, then I think that'll put them on a little bit more even fighting ground. Because so far, whoever's got the global, whoever gets that 5-on-4, they're the ones who are taking that advantage. But I mean, anytime you get a 5-on-4, that's a good deal for you. Team 2 gets the first pick, so this would have been Probe 1's map pick. Probe 1 was the map pick on this one. So they opt to take it to they've opted to take it to kind of all the 3-lane maps here. 3-lane objective based maps. That's all we're getting tonight. No 2-laners, no macro games. I don't think really macro games. You know, they're all still kind of team fight games. I think that Illidan had a little bit of a tough time just by himself. I think I wanted to have somebody else rotate up there too. Like I said, the Greymane, bring him up just for a little bit, just for one rotation, bring him back down. That defense there, you know, bring that ETC back just a step or two. You can really mess with that positioning there. Just play around with it. You might be in a better spot. I'm ready. They did not give me host this time, so somebody else is host. I'm okay with it, as long as we get a game 3. Oh, somebody dropped. Classic. I'm host. We lost one. Hammer, Super Tie, Homeless Cat, Fun Buns. Fun Buns asking if I hate host. Host means I do more work. I love it when I have an observer. I love it when I have somebody who hosts the games, makes the lobbies. Nobody wants to do the production. Let's be honest. When you're solo casting, nobody wants to do the production. But hey, you do it. It's a necessary evil. You get pretty good at it, although you still miss a whole bunch of things. Always. But we've got everything set up this time. 1-to-1. Set the logos up. Map picks are all up. I mean, you can see it here. Let's try to... Sometimes this works, sometimes it doesn't. I don't think it does, but, you know, it's good enough. It's good enough. It doesn't give you all the bands. I don't know why. I must be using like an old version of it or something, but you can still see the scores. You can still see what we're fighting for. And again, for those who missed it the first time, these are two teams that have the opportunity to move up a rank. So they go from 9th to 8th, 6th to 5th, and 1. Let's start this game off. The other team actually didn't say ready, but I'm going to start it anyway. They should have been ready.
Hey,
I'm pretty sure they are. Really? How do you have time to play the game and follow me? Either way, appreciate it. If you guys are enjoying what you see, again, like, follow, subscribe, dono, whatever you like to support the work that's being done here. Or just leave a message. I actually like getting messages from people. Most people don't know who I am anymore, which is also pretty cool. First bans. Abba banned out, Anubarak banned out, Chen consistently banned out. I'd actually like to see them continue to ban out Chen, but actually switch it to first if that's what they want to do. That leaves their second ban a little bit more open. Oh, called it. Doesn't that make you feel good? Chen the first to ban. These little draft adaptations are what you want to look for in teams that are trying to do a little bit more. Not the Alarak ban first. They switched it over to the Maiev ban again, telling me maybe another heavy melee, which really makes sense. You ban Maiev, you ban Alarak, go as heavy melee as you want. Just make sure they don't have that Malthael either. And that's what they banned last time. But that was on a bit of a different map. You know, there's more space to move around. The Zarya I could have seen really working out if they just really 4-man committed and just shoved that bottom lane and really held control there.
Man.
Dude who abides. Thanks for that one there. Thanks for the follow. Thanks for the support. Anubarak banned out. Alarak pretty consistent for both of these teams right now.
Anna checking in.
We got the Ana first pick. Which spicy mage are we going to see this time? It's Full Sky Foundry. We already saw Li Ming come out. This might be a Li Ming steal on the other side, which I wouldn't mind into an Ana. And if there's an Entomb already to set it all up for you, why not? They won't do it. It's a Tyrande first. And Tyrande, so when I talk about priority, unless you're doing it on purpose to hide something, they already picked Ana. So they already showed support. Supports are not being contested. You don't have to pick your support there. You pick something else that you know they want. So you pick the Li Ming, you pick the ETC in that draft spot, you'll get your Tyrande later. And if you don't, that's fine. You have a whole bunch of other supports. Unless your whole composition is hinging on this Tyrande, I think that was a misdraft. Li Ming, ETC, now they can't interrupt mosh pits. Again, not as easily. You know, Li Ming's kind of that guaranteed one. Sylvanas banned out. I think here you ban out main tank, who gives ETC trouble. Oh, they banned the Zarya. Okay. I mean, we did see a last one. If not, they just go double support here if they wanted to do that anyway. Could still be a Tas Vala. We see that in Heroic Division. A Tas Vala main tank. Actually a little scary this time around. Oh, no. Hey, there's that double support, though. We forgot about Uther. We hadn't picked him a lot. They actually go into a Kerrigan. A D-shielded Kerrigan, potentially. Maybe a D-Storm, I don't know. But I'm going to say D-shielded Kerrigan, because when she jumps in, Li Ming or Ana are going to die. They already have an ETC, though. I like that already. ETC does so good into Kerrigan. Just messes up the timings. But if Kerrigan is cleansed, if she's de-shielded, ETC can't do anything. So they might need something like, I was going to say like a bunker or something to save somebody, and the Medivh is good enough to save somebody. So between the Medivh and Ana, they're in a good spot. The only problem is they opened up with the Li Ming first, and now they're double mage their damage. I'm not sure if that gets through double support. They need to get a wombo off, and they need to get a combo off, but they have Uther on the other side, who's going to save you flat out. Then you sustain up with the Tyrande. That's going to be a tough one. I like the Junkrat pickup here. Solves their wave clear problem. Also throws concussion mines onto the Medivh portals. Riptire, I mean, that's a good interrupt in itself. Pretty decent draft. I mean, the damage on Probe 1, it is a little bit early game CC focused, and then it's late game poke focused, but late game you got Entomb late game there. I don't know. Medivh's always the X factor. You can't count out Medivh. You can never count out Medivh. Oh, Hounwin jumping in. I think you might recognize a couple of names in here. This is NGS Heroic Div. Wait, this is game 3. This is as hype as it gets. Game 1, Probe 1. Game 2, miss most skill shots. So I'm just looking at, again, the lane setups, because Probe 1 has done really well with their lane setups. We'll get into that as we get into the game here. The last and final game of this Heroic Division series. It's been a series. Probe 1 in the blue side. Davidiakos busting out a Kerrigan when it's all on the line. Christie is going to be on the Junkrat. Thunderblade on the Heoric. 3 in a row. Really on the Uther. Perfection playing Tyrande. Miss most skill shots. They're going to be in the red here. Homeless Cat first picking the Ana. Carbon following up with the Li Ming. Super tie on the ETC again. Fun Buns busting out a Urel. And the hero that I'm watching, it's going to be Medivh. The hammer. There you go. Talents are up. Let's keep an eye on those quest stacks here. Li Ming doing some damage already. I like that angle there. Power hungry? No. We're all about that Aether Walker now. You know, I still like power hungry on maps like these where, you know, the globes are right there. Especially if you're going to start sieging up. You get this early globe and then you siege in. You do a lot of damage. ETC going to get some there. The shield already coming out onto Medivh. That's not going to be there to protect Super Tie here. Portal is, though. He's going to get out. Fun Bun's trying to swing everybody back in. Portal's still up, so he gets out, but he takes a ton of damage. Homeless Cat trying to heal that up. He's going to tap already. So it looks like really he's actually going to try and head to the bottom. And yes, another 1-1-3. They're drafting wave clear, and it's 1-1-3, which they had just showed in that last one. Fun Bun sidestepping. Urel's kind of hard to kill, even if it is 3-on-1. So he's going to be just fine. Hammer, not as good of wave clear, and they're actually so slow in the early game here for wave clear. So that's what I was a little bit worried about with Mismo skill shots. And because they're slower on wave clear, guess what else they're slower on? Camp timings. And so you see Kerrigan immediately on the camp here. They are going to have to rotate a couple to get there. Now, what worries you then is the invasion, right? If they're so fast on the rotation and they can take their own camp, which you're going to hear ding right away. Well, maybe a little bit slower. They actually end up taking it at about the same time because of that. I thought they were so fast. Fun Buns being the focus here. He actually jumps forward. That might be a mistake. Davidiakos holding the combo. The stun. Oh, out by an inch. Fun Bun's living on the edge here. Super Tie up in the top lane, trying to punish this Thunderblade. The lanes are all over the place. It's chaos out here. But I think Probe 1 can afford to do that because their wave clear is so much better. And look, you can see it just walks in. Carbon gonna do the best he can with a side globe here. If he has that up, he might have used it already. But that lets them again rotate down to the bottom, and I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, Fun Buns. Fun Buns. First feed of this game. I was saying, he's hard to kill, and all while that was going on, they're going to try and sneak this healing camp, but they're going to be here. They're going to have to give this up and give it over unless they're going to give away some more kills, but this is actually the best time for the hammer to start getting stacks here. Unfortunate. Still sitting at 9 for him. Healing. Support camp going over easily to Probe 1, and Probe 1, they're looking good. A level ahead. They're going to get this camp out before this too, and it'll probably be, well, it'll probably be really sitting up there, which is a little bit tricky. You know, you don't actually want him to be sitting on point too much here, but this is a one-on-one. that you don't see too often here. Just hammer on hammer. Fun Buns will clear it out much faster, so that's going to delay Reeley's rotation to the mid. But they're actually just waiting for this camp to go out too, and now they're going to move in on force. But this is really safe on the side of Probe 1. You know, they can definitely sit on their side as much as they want, and it's going to be really hard for Mismo Skillshots to get in there. Putting this concussion mine down early ensures that Christie will have another one for when a portal's put down. You know, if you hold on to the last second, this is almost like getting 2 concussion mines out, right? You can pop this one, and then as soon as the portal comes out, you can throw down another one instantly, and you have that cooldown up right away instead of holding on to it. Christie pushing this in, 2 up in the top lane. This is already 42%. They're going to have to start making their way down pretty soon and contesting for this. Urel's already in position, so Fun Buns can come up no problem here. And we're going to look at those second turret timings here, 5 seconds apiece there on either side. And Kerrigan's actually the one staying here. She's usually the one who's going to go back for that camp. They're not looking for it. Homeless Cat looks like he wants to. Top lane starting to push in here. That's going to do some damage to the wall. They prepped that pretty well here. A concussion mine actually went out early there, so you're going to have to be careful. Turret comes out, and neither team getting the second turret, but both first turrets are going out. Thunderblade, lots of damage on him. Support camp making the difference here. And now, where's that combo? Just misses. Big power slide from ETC, but everyone's still getting healed up from the support camp. Double support. What'd it do? They're going to stay alive here. Fun Bun's taking some damage to Vidiakos. Not afraid to jump forward. Super Tie, the first to go down. Portals try and get him out. But it's going to be too late. 99%. And that's going to be the confirm. First objective, Probe 1. So they're scaling. You know, Medivh, he's at 18 stacks. He's got to finish that up. Li Ming again at 16. She's going to scale that up. And really, they need that isolation. They need polymorph. They need leyline. They need mosh pits. They got some decent damage off there. But again, double support and a support camp. The support camp might have been the difference there. If they didn't have that support camp, they may have had enough damage to burst through it all. But that support camp definitely contributed to that fight there. And how did they get that support camp? It was that pick in the bottom lane. That pick in the bottom lane, while the rest of the team started up there, they could have opted instead to try and stall them through mid and not let them get to the support camp that fast. You know, if you can dismount through here, if Medivh is being really annoying, then you feel like they're harassing you. Maybe you're just focusing their backline instead of focusing all your cooldowns on the support camp. Then they might not have had that support camp for that fight. They spend a lot of time top lane too. They didn't get their second turret. Maybe if they went in with double turret against that support camp, and what you want to do is portal in and get those double turrets in deep. But they only had the one. Level 10 reached here. Oh, it is the Divine Storm. You know it. It's the Divine Storm. They're full CC chain here, and you know what? I don't mind them. If they can get that Divine Storm off, that's easy. In Tombs here. Fun Buns, he's getting caught out again. He does have the level 10, so he can definitely get his Ardent Defender out, and that's exactly what he does. Drops the turret, so that's going to be fighting, and they might turn this around. Medivh is here too. Starfall coming out, and they're just going to back it on up. I think they could have walked away without the Starfall there, unless they were going to confirm that kill. It was okay as a deterrent. Maybe just didn't want to take that team fight there, but anytime you can hold on to those, especially just when you're backing up. So Medivh can mess around with this just by dropping a portal down here. I don't think he's actually going to come down, and it is leyline, by the way. So, half level lead. Probe 1 looking really good for me. Probe 1 looking extremely good. Oh, I didn't transition it. There you go. This is the in-game view. Thanks for telling me. I thought I transitioned it. 2 kills to none. Not really crazy in terms of kills, and part of that is because Probe 1 decided to go double support with their Kerrigan instead of going full on out with a burst. But this actually works out for them. If they went full burst and Mismo Skillshots picks up the Medivh, that's their entire win condition out the window. But because they go a little bit more of a sustain style, oh no, Christie getting caught out, tried to use the concussion mine to get out, and then the Riptire to peel too. He's going to give one back to them. Really, he's got to be careful because they're starting to walk in. Fun Bun gets a little bit of a slow on, but really he's going to make it out. But because they've gone a more sustained style here with the Davidiakos. Oh, the combo's coming out. Knocked back into them. Knocked back again. Kerrigan did get the turret out. But things are starting to trickle through. And again, we see that again. One goes down and another falls afterwards. The discipline to stay extra safe. Not quite there sometimes. Top camp going to go out. These camps are pretty minor. They do get you some XP and they do give you a little bit of that lane presence, but it's not the end of the world if you don't get them out. But hey, if you're trying to min-max, get that XP out there. Urel, keeping an eye on this. They do want that extra camp if they can, but hey, if they're going to contest, you got to be there. Super Ty still taking a lot of damage. He's got the heals ticking for him. And this turret is going to eventually go down. They're going to opt to take the turret first. So they make the big rotation. They can do a little bit of a faster rotation with the hammer to portal through. Big zoning coming through here. They should have this up, but they're going to give the first few percentages over. But at least they're going to have this turret up. It's going to be level 13s apiece. They may even decide to try and fight for this support camp first. They will have enough time for it, and then they can make a big run at it, because it's just going to be one support camp for the side of Probe 1 here. They have to get off the point right now. Thunderblade has to come down. They got to fight for this. If Thunderblade doesn't come down, it's going to be a 5-on-4 effectively. And there it is. He's going to come back from the wraparound. This could be an Entomb here. Oh, the sleep peeling it off. ETC slides in, trying to bump everybody. Riptire coming through, protected by the way. Funbun's in the back. He still got his Ardent Defender. The combo from Kerrigan to Davidiakos from the bottom flank. And that's going to do it. Anna the first. Leyline comes out just a little bit later. ETC sliding back in. Mosh Pit was already used a little bit early on. Funbun's keeping him busy in the back. Thunderblade gets another one. Carbon trying to take down this Ultralisk, and Funbun's looking over the wall. Finally gets the absorb off, and that's Carbon getting that extra kill. 3 for 2. I'd say worth for them. They ended up picking up the support camp there the whole time. So that's what Urel does in the back line. Urel takes the focus of 2 people. Same with Thunderblade. Don't get me wrong. Thunderblade did the exact same thing. They got into the back lines, took the focus of 2 and splits it. Difference is Urel's got Ardent Defender and can last a little bit longer than Heoric. Not that Heoric went down. There's actually Kerrigan that eventually went down there too. But it was a good chase by Mismo Skillshots. Anna was the first to go down, but they still had that Medivh to get a few of those extra heals. Really wild fight in that position there. They're going to have another turret. They're going to have another shot to come back at it. It's going to be 5-on-5, 72%, 76%. I don't think they're going to be able to cap this straight away here. Super Ty trying to interrupt them as best they can. Funbun's knocking them back. They're actually keeping them off point. 95% Leyline. Thunderblade gets the contest, the overtime. Can they kill him before the rest of the team gets here? Really gives them that armor. Starfall coming down. Riptire going to try to knock some people back here. They're going to take the portal out. Funbun's still playing with fire there. 39 on his Ardent Defender. Actually, portal expires. They're going to have to get some heals over to him there. And there's Protected. He's going to be okay. Super Ty slid in, though. He's going to get that healing cap out. The combo from Kerrigan. The D-Storm. That should do it. And that's Uther on that front line, splitting the team. D-Store catching 3. And that meant Anna couldn't get the heals onto ETC. 63%. They're going to try and do it here. Funbun's going to try and knock really back in there. They're going to try and focus him down. The Carbon combo just wide. And now Funbun's in a little bit of a tough spot. Oh, just gets out of the Kerrigan combo. The heals, the protect. A lot of damage coming out. He's absorbing every single bit of this here. And Anna trying to do her best. Now it's actually Really who's under the towers. Funbuns jumps back in. That's going to be a kill. And they're going to start to reset here. Value from the Kerrigan. Cocoon there. What is that? Chrysalis. But at the end of this fight, Davidiakos giving another reset over Christie. Going from 100 to 10, almost 100 to 0, and that's going to be Thunderblade again. Ooh, this Calamity Mirror Ball coming online at level 16 for Carbon. Can you believe this is only the second objective? Second objective, no forts down. 13 minutes into the game. They're going to get the top fort for sure as the rest of the team moves on. Funbun's starting to do some work on this Urel in the back line all the time. He stands on the mine. Oh, he actually disconnects and leaves. That's why he is standing on the mine. They end up pausing the game. I don't know if I'm supposed to be the one who unpauses. So we're going to take it off there just so people don't look at the mini-map and whatnot. But man, what a game so far. Oof. Those fights are wild. Grace in Space, thanks for the follow. Appreciate that too. I think Fun Buns is back. R. I don't think I can actually talk to everybody. Oh, Hammer's gonna do it. Yeah, I definitely don't. Let's get back into it. 3, 2, 1. Fun Bun's back in the game. He's jumping in at that bottom lane. Top already gone. And this is going late game. Third, we might actually get a level 20 third objective here. Oh, Jet Hots in the chat. Love to see it. John Knight 2, hope you're all enjoying the games tonight. This is, again, best of 3 if you're just jumping in. Game number 3. Extremely close. Despite most of the kills actually going over to the side of Mismo Skillshots right now. It's at 9-5, but mostly because of that last one. Christy stepping up a little bit too far. That's going to get a little bit of extra value here. So not opting to rotate all the way to the bottom. They're just going to have your Rel manually push that one down. But I think they should still be able to get all of these fountains. They might even be able to take this turret camp too, which is exactly where they're going. Fun Bun's proxying the wave here so that these guys can do some work here. And this is actually a huge advantage now for the side of Mismo Skillshots. Another globe just missing there. So Fun Bun's helping that minion wave get to that fountain, and then again the rest of his team taking the tower, taking the turret. They're gonna take another turret eventually. Fun Buns is just gonna watch. No, he's gonna start it on his own while the other 4 are taking support camp. So a little bit greedy if you ask me, because they could have contested 4-on-4 here. But you do see the Uther down in the bottom lane and the Junkrat just coming out of the spawn. If they had been together, that could have been either a contest or this could have been an invade. Either one. They had the Tehran scout this bottom one out, but they'd already committed to rotating to the top, unfortunately. Oh, there's a portal. They're looking. I don't mind them trying to just push this in. They do have the Leo split off here, so their siege isn't great though. Their siege damage is, I mean, minions essentially. Carbon's gonna do what he can here. He's gonna go for those side ores, perfect to clear up those waves. He's gonna get those mirror balls in there. Those are Aether Walker mirror balls, so they do a little bit more damage. Really can't take a lot of this punishment though. You know, he can't just keep eating all those. Finally, they decide they've got to clear this top lane. They're gonna get 20 off of this top lane. They may even get Thunderblade too if they make an aggressive rotation here. With a Medivh, you should be able to catch him though. I would have flown up and then saved it. Oh, Super Tie almost getting that one. Oh, Thunderblade not going to be able to go anywhere. Pretty short on that walk there. Pretty short on that Wraith walk. He's going to go down. It's going to be 11-5. That's enough to give them the 20 there. Oh, Carbon pushing Davidiako's back, and he's going to try and use the conveyor to get out full combo there. Really giving him some armor. Boy, that's where a D shield would probably come in handy, but he's going to go down anyway. Let the trickle begin. Manually pushing in now. Super Tie should be able to armor up 25. You see it there. It's going to get that protect. They're going to rip this down manually. They have a camp up in the top lane to get set up for this bottom objective here. What did it go down at? It was about 13 minutes in, so it's going to come up right away here. They should be making their way up, but they're actually going to opt to do a little bit more damage here if they feel like it. Carbon? Carbon? Where are you going? Carbon's like all of their damage. So they could have gotten a little bit more damage here. Carbon actually went up. Oh, that's the combo you're looking for. I like that. Maybe Carbon is a good Li Ming. You see that wave of force pushing them back into the missiles. And there it is. Fun Buns gets that camp going. It's going to push slowly, but it's going to have the help of some of these guys. Oh, where's... Oh, every third wave, that was the catapult, so it's not going to have any others there. Sometimes you want to time that with the wave so the wave goes ahead. That was actually a little bit early. Because if you time it so that the camp walks behind the waves, they're going to be healthier. They're going to be a lot healthier. Anyways, stacking up on the point here, I'd actually like to see them spread out a little bit. Just so they have that extra vision, especially your Medivh. Your Medivh should be following their quote-unquote main tank. so they know where they're coming from, or the main threat anyway, the main engaged threat. So now he's on to Vidiakos, which is great. Can see Thunderblade as well. They're backing up for another turret here. They're all actually pretty full, so unless Medivh probably doesn't have one, they're going to have full 5 items here. So Medivh going to drop down 5 items to play with here. You just drop those in on the back line, you're good. 3 globes ticking now too. This is the time to go at 66%. Those extra globes do make a difference. They put the turret right in the middle. I would have put it on the aggro side for sure so that they don't get in. Now they need one in the back there. Where's that ley line? The silence only hitting one, unfortunately. It was just ETC, and that's going to be Heoric, the first to go down. Ultralisk comes down, gets a stun, but it's Uther falling next. Perfection running for his life. Portal into the backline. A raw mosh onto the Junkrat there after the slide. And they're going after Diviakos. The wave hitting really back, who's just come back, but it's all over. The resets are coming in. D-Storm late to the party. Really going to go down. Super tie 1v1 on the Christie. And that's going to be Carbon trying to finish it all up. Full team wipe. Missed most skill shots. Not missing much there. They had all their items up, and they had all their items up. I like that. I like that dance. They had all their items up. Super Ty actually not using his either. But, you know, it's going to be a 20-minute third objective. They're going to get the keep. They should be able to convert the game here, short of something catastrophic happening. Top, that camp is still going. Not that I think that's going to be a factor. It should just be all through the bottom lane here. Oh, Funbun's going deep for Thunderblade. Carbon. Globe just misses. He's just on the edge of that silence here. Man, Carbon taking more damage than I thought he would. Funbuns, he's saying, heal me, please. And this is it. This is going to be game number 3. Miss most skill shots. Pulling it out after all. What a roller coaster of a series here. Super Tiger going to do a little bit more. But man, GG's and well played from both teams. Wait, Hammer! I see it. I see the BM. Everybody clip it. Send it. The BM. But hey, GG's. Well played by everyone. Can't believe he did that. I can't believe he did that. The game almost crashed there too. Oof. Let's check that out one more time. 4 deaths, 3, 5, and 3. That's a lot of deaths on that side. And they went double support to try and avoid a lot of those deaths. But you gotta wonder if they would have banned something like the Medivh instead and then went into the full dive burst combo instead. Stealing the Li Ming first, right? Even if you want the Leo, you go Li Ming. Knowing that you end up with Tyrande later on, or not. I don't think you necessarily need the Tyrande. A lot of other supports work in this setup. And then you fill out the rest of your draft from there. Giving the Li Ming back over to Carbon, who I'm going to say is a comfort pick. He gets 70k on that one. Let's try to get these guys into a lobby here for a little interview, winner's interview. I better message the right captain again. I've done it before. Interview. There you go. They should be jumping in right away. But yeah, giving him a comfort pick. 0 deaths, 9, 10, and 0, 78k damage. You tried to, I guess, put some pressure on it before.
Hello?
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Yo.
Congratulations. Hammer says you are the one who's doing the interview, so this is it.
Oh,
two
nice.
to 1. Oh man, I can't believe you guys pulled that out. What happened? Let's talk about game 3 first, because then we'll get back to your feeds. But game 3, they ended up showing a Kerrigan and a double support. How did you guys decide to pick up Medivh Urel?
So Hammer just loves playing Medivh. And we kind of just figured we'd lock him. And Urel, I just random picked him because I wanted the Orphea. And the team yelled at me and I freaked out and just picked Orphea. So yeah, we have very, very communicative drafts.
Orphea.
We know exactly what we do.
Okay, Orphea was
Orphea
definitely
Alpha.
not it. I'm glad you went with the Urel because it worked out. Okay, how good is Thunderblade's Heoric?
It's pretty good. Like, I'm not gonna lie. It was Okay, he just needs to pick the right 13 and the right 16, and he's fucking top 5 Leos. Honestly.
He was putting on a clinic for us. We caught that Entomb at the gate. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah, on Elden.
I'm sure you're gonna have flashbacks of that one for a while. But
Wait, did you catch the hunt out combo and then the blink out?
yes, up top. No.
That was like the best thing I've ever done.
Oh, maybe I caught it on stream. There's a lot of plays in there, but you had a few more deaths again, right? Couple more deaths again. Tell me about getting 3+ deaths on your team.
So, I don't know, dude. I think I have a problem. I'm so used to inting for globes where I know exactly where to be, where to go, what we're doing. And whenever we're in these like more casual environments, I'm like not paying attention as much because I'm used to Wonderheart yelling at me what to do. So I'm just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna clear my lane, and then all of a sudden, Uther, Kerrigan, Tyrande.
So do you have a main shot caller here on Mismo Skillshots?
I'd say it's a group thing. A lot of the time it's Hammer or Carbon. Carbon makes a lot of decision making too. He tells us not to feed.
That's good. And I talk about this a lot, about the difference in communication between amateur and getting more to professional or pro-am. You're playing on two teams there that kind of split that difference. What's the biggest difference for you?
The biggest difference, I'd say, like knowing win condition, like everyone on the same page, what we're doing. Because like a lot of the time we're just picking heroes that we feel like playing, and then we're kind of just going in and seeing what we do, rather than like, all right, we're blowing up tanks this game, or we're diving past, stuff like that. And then like calling cooldowns too.
Yeah, those are big ones. All right, I'm gonna wrap it up. But if you were to give Probe 1 some advice, what would it be?
Advice. Stop 4-man ganking solo lane.
Stop it or do it more. That means do it more. That's good stuff.
I mean, if I wasn't a Popega, I don't know. Honestly, I think some of it was just like decision making mid to late game. There's just some couple misplays that we took advantage of.
I think so. Right on. Good stuff. Congratulations once again. 2-1 victory. I think you guys move up to 5th now, so top 5 Heroic division. Does that mean you're top 5 NA? I don't know. You got the mic. Any last shout outs?
Shout out to Hammer for allowing me to be a sub. Shout out to Carvin for carrying every single game. Let's see. Shout out to Probe 1. They were a lot harder than I thought it'd be. It was a really good series.
I was surprised that first game.
Yeah.
They brought it.
Yeah.
They brought it.
Yeah. And then just shout out to everyone watching. Appreciate it.
Always shout out Twitch chat. Always. They'll get you.
Even though they don't deserve it sometimes.
Whoa. This guy wants to be a villain. All right, good stuff, Fun Buns. I'm sure I'll see you around. Have a good night, man.
You too. Good night.